Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 277th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk
It's
about why I
perilous to
love
fall
it,
on many
what
weak letters.
influence it has, and what its
For you see,
place is in the grand
for
scheme
years
of
we fought an
hip-hop.
opportunity.
So here
And
we
now
get
we
to
don't expect to
revisit an
march on those
artist
ships
who's
once again.
long been one of my personal favorites, and while I featured this legend on the page in my last group of modern classics, you won't be able to find it under the R.A.P. Ferreira name, because that was a moniker created by the artist formerly known as Milo, whose 2015 masterpiece, So the Flies Don't Come, is easily in the top 3 for the rarest vinyls in my collection. And since that's been the one project of his I've covered so far, I'll leave a link for that review down below in the description, especially since that's arguably my favorite hip hop album of the last decade. However, while Milo has also long released music under the Scallops Hotel name, it wasn't until the late 2010s that he would make the permanent swap over to R.A.P. Ferreira, releasing his debut, Purple Moonlight Pages here, under this new identity in 2020. Rory has gone on to release a number of dope projects since then, like Bob's Son under Scallops Hotel, and the light emitting Diamond Cutter Scriptures, which both dropped in 2021. Five to the Eye with Stars, which dropped the following year and was one of my favorite albums of 2022. And he even put out a killer LP earlier this year, which was a collaboration with Fumitake Tamura, titled The First Fist to Make Contact When We Dap, which will without a doubt make an appearance on my year-end top 50 hip-hop albums of 2024 list. It's actually kind of crazy that Purple Moonlight Pages is already 5 years old, because I remember listening to it constantly the year it came out, and it doesn't feel nearly that long ago, but either way I still enjoy this masterpiece just as much, if not more, than I did upon its release. Because just like pretty much everything else in his discography, PMP doesn't sound like it's aged a day, which can be attributed to how unique and timeless his style is, as well as the meticulous and passionate way he crafts each and every verse, regardless of the moniker he's doing it under. This LP was in collaboration with the Jefferson Park Boys, who absolutely snapped on the production, creating an idiosyncratic and moody atmosphere with a soundscape that ranges from electronic music to progressive jazz and pretty much everything in between. One stellar example of the latter is on the killer track Non-Cypher, where in the second half of the song, Rory takes a page from one of his biggest influences and frequent collaborators, Freestyle Fellowship, by using a half-rapping, half-singing delivery to match every note being played by the saxophone in the background, and he's basically tracking this melody despite it going all over the place, resulting in some pretty wild and adventurous vocal inflections at times. Another moment I've always loved on Purple Moonlight Pages is the track Laundry, where R.A.P. Ferreira takes the insanely mundane and typically uninteresting topic of doing your laundry and flips it into a fun and frankly addicting song that I probably heard at least 100 times since this album came out. He runs through the usual tasks of scooping clothes together to put in the washing machine, etc., while giving us a look into what he's thinking about while he does the chore. And we even get sample chops of lyrics about laundry from various old 90s tracks. I also think the little mantra that gets repeated as a hook, as short as it is, puts a perfect bow on the creative and inventive concept track, rapping, "I'm just humming in the kitchen, my son listening, he stare with them wide old eyes, just humming in the kitchen, my son listening, he stare with them wide old eyes, we doing laundry, we doing laundry, we doing laundry, we doing laundry." But one other track for me that may top everything I've discussed so far is the uplifting and triumphant Leaving Hell, which uses a combination of self-affirming, positive bars that paint Milo finding his way out of this personal hell that is the uncompromising and brutal torture of human existence, along with these warm, rich horns that just envelop you and make you feel like you're ascending out of a deep dark hole into the light. I want to share some of my favorite lines from this LP, so I'm actually going to stay on this track because the opening verse to Leaving Hell is one of the sharpest and most poignant on the entire project, with coded and dense yet relevant bars. about various pressing personal issues. Ferreira kicks this verse off with "Twisted world where artists bend backwards for benefactors and victims are to be blamed as bad actors. My mind running all around. Poetry is illegal unless you're under the underground. Devious with determination. Solitude is crowded by isolation. Wandered wearily for several eternities. Gaining acclaim using fake names. And vanishing by sunrise. Committing to the wisdom of the unwise. In buildings where if I wasn't a performer, they wouldn't let me past the foyer. Yet here I am pulling spectacles for the uninitiated voyeurs. But being piss poor corrupted the discourse as power functions on a sliding scale. So you might as well. As I mentioned earlier in the video, all of the stellar instrumentation is handled by the Jefferson Park Boys, which is a production collective comprised of Kenny Siegel, Aaron Carmack, and Mike Parvizi, with the only other contributor being Rob Arajo. We also get a couple of awesome guest appearances from fellow underground legends like Mike Ladd and Open Mike Eagle. When it comes down to my 3 favorite tracks overall on this thing, I'm gonna have to pull a bit of a cheap move and go with the 3 songs I already discussed by name, just to reiterate how much you should listen to them, which were Non-Cypher, Leaving Hell, and Laundry. However, with an LP this consistent in quality, I still have plenty of honorable mentions to recommend, including An Idea is a Work of Art, Pinball, Omens and Totems, UDIG, or United Defenders of International Goodwill, Cycles, Absolutes, No Starving Artists, Doldrums, Mythical, and Golden Sardine. Thank you for watching my 277th video. Next time we're covering a group project from 3 pretty popular MCs who I've all covered individually on the channel. So look out for that review, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what tracks you return to the most off this atmospheric musical journey. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.